Yeah, hi, my name is Rami. I'm just doing this is just a quick recap on the setup of Apache web services on a Linux or Debian system. I've already set up Apache on my server, but I also wanted just a quick recap on just configuring yourself. So basically, just a straight walkthrough. And now if you're doing it directly on the machine, then of course you don't need to do it the way I'm doing. I'm using like a putty application, which is like an SSH client. Um, so I'll open up the terminal, as you can see here. Now, if you haven't set up Apache at all for the first time, you're going to have to run the following command, which is sudo space apt dash get space install Apache 2. Now, when you type that in, if I press enter, it will just ask for your password. So which will enter, and it'll start downloading whatever it needs to do, as you can see. Because I've already got it, I don't need to do much to it. I'm just gonna, because it's come with an error, I'm just gonna run sudo space apt dash get update and just let fix whatever errors there are, etc. and so forth. Now, to restart Apache, you've got two ways you could actually do it. You could either do sudo space service Apache to restart or reload, press enter, and it will just come with, if it restarts, etc. You can also use the phone, which is here, is sudo space init.dt /apache2 /restart or sudo service apache2 restart, as I've just mentioned here. So either one of them will allow it to restart Apache. This will then enable you. So if you're setting up for the first time, usually, so in the web browser, so if I were going to the web browser, you just type in your local host, just type in http localhost, or you could just type in 127.0.0.1 in the address bar, and basically, as I said, what they'll do is it'll open up like a basic template web page, which will say just like hello world. So I'm not, if you ever did HTML coding, etc. in the past, you used to create HTML file called hello world.html. So this is basically the start of setting up the first part of Apache. Secondly, of course, as you can see here, because we're going to be reconfiguring a certain file, which is a conf file in Apache, so you have to do sudo copy /etc apache2 /site available /000-default.conf. So if you were to go into this particular location, so if I'll just highlight it, I'll just go to this section here, Control C, I'll do change directory, to that, the site's available, as you can see here. So it changes that. If I do ls, you will see the file, which is here default. As I said, sometimes it will come as 00-default. It depends which one it is. Now, the reason why I've copied the default one is so that you can then create a conf file of your own. So if I were to do sudo and just view the coding so you got an understanding of it, cat techie guides.co.uk com. As you can see, this is the basic file, conf file for my website. So as I said, that's that one. Just go back to here. So once you've copied it, you'll be creating a conf of your own. Now this create, as I said, this conf file is usually known as a virtual host. So basically, because you'll be hosting, that's if you're doing it yourself, you're hosting from a machine, you create a virtual host file so that basically every time, so if your server, your machine's on, and someone wants to type your website.com, for example, it will access your machine from home or your business, etc. And that's it. So through your IP address. Now, but as I said, that's not the everything is going to use to enable. So when I created that file, I had to enable it by running the A2 insight. So basically in here you just do basically sudo A2 insight and the name of the file. So in my case it was techieguides.conf or .com.conf, etc. and that will just enable it for you. If you want to disable it, then you'll be A2 this site, and basically you'll disable it. Alternatively, as I said, the other way you could also disable it is you just delete the file. So if you deleted it, it automatically should disable it for you. But as I said, after you've done the configuration file, always make sure, remember that any modifications to a file or any number of files, you have to basically restart Apache. If you find that you're getting error codes or error messages at all where it says like failed to restart Apache, then always make sure that you go into both, so you check the location where it's etc/apache2/sites available. Make sure there's no file there in red. So earlier on, previously in the past, I had a file which was Zabbix, which is a monitoring tool, and that caused my Apache to fail. So when I deleted it, of course, it was fine. So if you ever come across an issue and it fails, always read the error message and what it's referring to, because it usually gives you a line number. Also, the other thing as well to check is make sure, so when it's enabled, if I do change directory to sites-enabled, see if I could spell it correctly, but anyways, and do ls, you could see the files here are in light blue. So I've got techieguys.com.conf and techieguys.hoodak.conf. So that indicates that the sites are enabled. The 00-default, as I said, is in sites enabled. So the reason why I've just left that as it is, just in case if you want to make modifications or you wanted to create another file, etc., you just have to copy it, open that one, copy it, and then save it as whatever file, etc., and so forth. As you can see here, I've given a basic HTML file. You can, if you want to, go to search on the internet. So if you don't know how to code yourself, you can go onto the internet. As I said, there's this website which is freewebsitetemplates.com, and you could just basically go through the templates and download any one of them, and all you have to do then is basically upload it. So if you've got the instructions or if you follow the FTP setup on my blog, you will see how all you have to do is upload the content of the folder itself onto your server, onto your machine, and then you just copy it from there to the location. So in my case, as I said, usually everything will go into the var www folder. So if I was to do change directory to var www, and do ls, as you can see, you've got the two files here. So I've got two folders. So if you ever get any free website templates, make sure that when you create it, you put it in this location, because I said when you type in www.domain.com or wherever it is, it always goes to the www directory on a Debian system. Other than that, as I said, there's nothing else that you need to do. As I said, you could either use VI or Nano to actually edit any configuration file, etc. I've given an example here regarding when it comes to the virtual host file, what each of the terms refer to. So you basically just configure it to the way you want it to be. So in my case, as I said, your virtual host, so you basically do virtual host 480 because it's a HTTP, www, etc. If you're using SSL, which I'll be talking about at a later stage regarding the, it'll be 443. As I said, you put your email address if you wanted to there, and then your server name will be like domain.co.uk, domain.com, or whatever it is. In this case, I'll put example.co.uk. The server alias is www.example.co.uk. So that's basically, if anyone types in www.yourdomain.com, it'll search, it'll go straight directly to it. And the location, as I said, of the directory where the files are. So I said, in my case, in www. So it reads the index file, etc. from there. And once you've done that, once all this is done, always make sure that you restart Apache again. So as I said, always do the sudo service Apache to restart or reload, or sudo space etc init.d/apache2 space restart, whichever way you want to do it. And other than that, as I said, that will be your Apache setup for you. Now I have put an online video, a quick video for you there as well, just so you could watch it, so you just see exactly all the steps that I've actually followed. I hope this article, this video that I've just done for you again, is a lot clearer than the other one. To be honest with you, I thought the other one was kind of crap, but anyways, due to the speaker, etc., and to the headphones, and also the mic itself wasn't all that. But as I said, if you got any other questions, feel free to message me. I have put videos on YouTube. And also, as I said, I have created a few ebook articles. So I have given an article on Apache there, which is like a free one you could download, and also I think the SSL one as well is free to download. And there are other articles on there whereby, of course, you could download them. I've done them at a very, very cheap price. So which is going to be, I think minimum is like 25p, and one of them is like £1 or something. So hopefully, as I said, if you do want to download onto like an e-reader or etc., you could download them. Any questions, please feel free to send a comment. And as I said, if you send a message on the YouTube website, as I said on there, you'll find, of course, you can send a comment. I can then reply to it as well. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.